Ah, Texas. 850 miles from Orange to El Paso, 900 miles from Brownsville to Texline, and thousands upon thousands of highways and dirt roads in the middle. Exploring Texas ain't no small vacation, friend. It's a lifetime endeavor. But what if you don't have years, but just one single day? Well, that's where we come in. From the well-known landmarks to the completely obscure dives and hideaways, and all within a day's reach. So let's hit the road. I'm Chet Garner, and this is the Daytripper. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Well, we're on the road again, and this time we are headed due south to the land of barbecue, beer, and watermelons. But the first thing on my list is barbecue. To satisfy our barbecue craving, we are headed to Luling, Texas. Luling, with its population of about 5,000 people, lies about 45 miles south of Austin on Highway 183 and sits in the southern foothills of Texas barbecue country. If you decide you want to go to Luling for barbecue, well then you better be packing your willpower, my friend, because along the path lie many perils, calling you like sirens of the sea, beckoning you to fill your empty stomach with their smoky goodness. So many opportunities, so many varieties. I'm sorry, where were we? Oh yes, Luling, Texas. Luling! Trust me, for those who can hold out, the rewards are plentiful. Well, we've made it to Luling, but just because you got here, it doesn't mean your tough decisions are over yet. Because here in downtown Luling, two of the top 50 barbecue joints in the state of Texas sit literally across the street from each other. You've got City Market, and then on the other side of the street, you've got Luling Barbecue. But where to go for lunch? I go? Oh, it's so hard. Such a hard decision. Got that? Oh my gosh! Oh wait, I'll just eat both of them. First stop, Luling City Market, which is consistently ranked one of the top 5 barbecue joints in the state of Texas. Oh, it just hits you right when you walk in the door. And everyone has to go through the same ritual. You gotta be baptized by smoke. All orders are placed back in the middle of the pit room. There's no wait staff, no fancy china, and there's only one way to get to the meat. Sir, can I help you? I would like a quarter-pound of brisket, a sausage ring, and a couple pork ribs. For 50 years, the pits at Luling City Market have been turning out deep smoked brisket, sausage, and ribs using the indirect heat smoking method. By going into the pit room, you get more than just barbecue. You get an experience. And as a souvenir, you get a delicious meat cologne that sticks with you all day. Let's go eat. Oh yeah, they put everything on their finest china here at Luling City Market. They make exactly 3 kinds of meat: ribs, sausage, and brisket. All the other stuff, they say, is for the birds. And the only way you're getting a fork is if you order the potato salad. You're supposed to eat the meat with your hands. I got no problem with that. The sauce you get up at the front counter and they give you your own little bottle of it. And there's signs around that say leave your sauce on the table, and once you try it, it all makes sense. This stuff is like gold. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's deep, smoky, it's delicious. It's just perfect. You take one bite of this stuff, and it's clear why they've been voted in the top 5 barbecue joints in Texas repeatedly. Round 1 down, round 2 coming up. And there's no need to get back into your car, just cross the street. Our next stop is Luling Barbecue, not to be confused with Luling City Market where we just ate. You've got to keep them straight, because while each one is serving barbecue in the abstract, the experiences are totally different. Well, stepping into Luling Barbecue, the smell is great, and you can see right off the bat, these guys are serving up a ton of different kinds of meat. They got beef sausage, pork loin, turkey breast, brisket, pork ribs, chicken. My gosh, I don't even know where to start. I think actually I'll have a little bit of everything. Luling Barbecue has a completely different style. From the interior to the meat and side selection to the meat smoking method, all the way down to their philosophy on silverware. 2 barbecue lunches in a row, it's the perfect way to stay healthy, fit, and strong. And if you thought the meat selection was extensive, you gotta take a look at these sides. My gosh, they've got a huge spread here.
I have our gratin potatoes, pinto beans, macaroni and cheese, green beans, cucumber salad, pea salad, potato salad, coleslaw, and broccoli salad.
This ain't your potato salad and pinto beans kind of barbecue place. Wow, I'm sitting down to a ridiculous amount of food. My eyes were definitely a lot bigger than my stomach on this call. Ready to dig in. I'm excited about having this pork loin though. You don't find too many barbecue joints that are serving this stuff up. Oh man, that's really good. This was my one attempt at making this a healthy meal. Broccoli covered in mayonnaise. I'm just gonna stop talking and start eating. I think I've got my work cut out for me. The owner, Mr. Lee Chambers, took us into the back. Luling Barbecue has 2 rotisserie-style smokers that hold 1,000 pounds of meat. Each brisket that goes into these things smokes for 13 hours. Now that's dedication to the meat. Oh my gosh, that is some good eating. I tell you, Luling Barbecue is way more than just that other barbecue place in Luling. These guys hold their own with the best of them in Texas. Oh, but it was probably a bad idea to eat in both places for one lunch. So I think I'll just go over here and just give me 15, 20 minutes tops. While I sleep off a week's worth of calories, let's recap our epic Luling lunch. Here's the breakdown. Luling City Market is ranked in the top 5. Luling Barbecue in the top 50. City Market serves only brisket, sausage, and ribs. Barbecue serves anything with meat. City Market uses indirect heat. Barbecue, rotisserie style. Barbecue has silverware. City Market, no silverware. City Market, only basic sides. Barbecue, every side imaginable. Barbecue serves cafeteria style. City Market serves you in the pit room. City Market, meat cologne. Barbecue, no meat cologne. Whew! So which one is better? I have my opinion, but you need to form your own. So you should try them both. But there's more to Luling than just its barbecue. Long before Luling started pumping sauce into visitors' stomachs, it was pumping oil out of the ground. And while the vast oil fields may be gone, reminders are all around town. And what some would consider ugly industrial eyesores, Luling sees as blank canvases. I awoke from my nap, and while I was no longer craving barbecue, I was in the mood for something a little sweeter, and Luling had my fix. We're here at the Farmers Market in Luling, Texas, and they don't call this place the watermelon capital of Texas for nothing. They got tons of watermelons, tomatoes, okra, potatoes, peppers. Luling's got a great farmers market, and it's right by the barbecue joints. So if you feel like skipping the cobbler or the desserts at the barbecue places, you're gonna get the best watermelon in Texas. So many choices, I didn't want to pick the wrong one. So I called in the expert, Mr. Alan Watts of Watts Watermelons. And if watermelons were jazz, this guy would be Miles Davis. What kind we have here, Alan?
We have the Jubilees here, red meat, seeded melons. We have the yellow meat, seeded melons. We have the red meated, seedless melon. These are the smaller black diamonds. Those over here are the bigger black diamonds.
So it's got to be a black diamond to compete for top watermelon in Luling.
Got to be a black diamond.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! How much does that sucker weigh?
Probably 65, maybe 70 pounds.
81 pounds! 125 pounds! 133.5 pounds! But how to pick a sweet one? Well, Mr. Watts is an expert on that too. It's all in the thumb.
On your melons, you get different tones. See, this one's got a little bit, kind of a thud. All of them are, you want them to sound like this. I think everybody's got that. Like, there, it's ready.
That's ready to go?
Now.
Well, then we better get it now.
Yeah,
I want it.
you want that one?
Yeah. Whoa. You gotta be strong as an ox lifting these things out of the field.
We make good football players with them watermelons.
The Luling team has a better season when they come and work for Watts Watermelons.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right.
There's not much better on a hot day than enjoying a juicy watermelon. Now to find the right place to crack it open. I'm on the San Marcos River, and one of the neat historic sites in Luling is Zedler Mill. Zedler Mill dates back to 1874 when 3 men built a dam and a mill to provide cornmeal and grain for the city of Luling. Now, as you can see, it's currently undergoing some renovations and it looks pretty rusty on the outside. This hasn't functioned as a mill for decades, but that didn't stop some of the locals from milling about. To be honest, when we came to Zedler Mill, I had no idea you could get into the San Marcos River here, much less that the old mill had a rope swing, a dam like a water slide, and a climbing tree. You know, there's only one reason God creates trees like this, and that's to jump out of them. In other words, the opportunity was just too good to pass up. Hey, when you're day tripping, you gotta be flexible and bring an extra change of clothes. The climb was fairly easy until you got to the top, where you're sitting on a branch with nothing but 6 inches of log to balance yourself on as you scoot to the end and try not to fall off and crash into the branches below. But I made it. Woo!
Want to do another one?
Woo! No, I'm good.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
Our next stop is Gonzales, Texas, which is about 18 miles from Luling on Highway 183. This is a little town of about 7,000, but has one artifact that all 24 million residents of Texas can be proud of. I'm here with Oliver Davis, the curator of the Gonzales Memorial Museum, which is an exceptional Texas history museum in Gonzales, Texas. But there's one thing that you guys have that no one else has that rises above the rest.
That's right, Chet.
The Come and Take It cannon. So, Oliver, if you wouldn't mind, can you tell us the history of this cannon?
Sure, Chet. Absolutely. The gun came to the colonists in the DeWitt colony in the mid and early 1830s.
Now, to grossly oversimplify. General Santa Anna was sitting in his hacienda when the Texans came to ask for a favor. And so Santa Anna loaned the Texans a cannon, but then, years later, Come and Take It wasn't written on a handkerchief, but on an old wedding dress. But it worked. And on October 2nd, 1835, this cannon fired the first shots of the Texas Revolution. The men tried to take the cannon to the Alamo, but the cart broke down, and rather than delay, they buried the cannon near the Guadalupe River.
Of course, they fully thought that they would be coming back from the Alamo to dig it up.
But as we know the story, the men never made it back, and so the cannon stayed buried and lost. Then, 100 years later, the cannon washed up on the banks of the Guadalupe River, but it wasn't until 1981 that the cannon was officially identified and officially found. And here at this museum in Gonzales, you don't just get to look at it, you can actually touch it. They let you put your hands on this thing and just feel the history and the smoke, and man, I'm proud to be a Texan. Come and take it! For our next stop, we are headed to a small little Texas town. It's your typical beautiful town with big horizons, sprawling pastures, a couple stoplights, and, oh yeah, a little brewery. You may have heard of this place. Shiner, Texas is about 18 miles from Gonzales down Highway 90 and is the home of Shiner Beer and the one and only Spetzel Brewery. Upon arrival, we were lucky enough to run into brewmaster Jimmy Marek, who took us up into the brew house.
Well, we're in the heart of Spetzel Brewery, the brew house. This is where actually the beer is being brewed. We've been brewing beer here in Shiner, Texas since 1909. We started with the Czech German immigrants coming in and building a brewery on the location. Had Cosmo Spetzel, take over in 1915. We've been brewing beer ever since. We're steadily growing, but every drop of Shiner beer is brewed here in Shiner, Texas.
That's so great. What part of the process are we in with these big copper spaceships?
Well, they're basically, each one of these vessels are unique to the process. Okay, this vessel here is the lauter tub.
Oh, it's like a little jacuzzi of beer down in there.
There's 5 different vessels in there, but each one has its own purpose and each one is different.
Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you guys,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
welcome to Shiner.
We finished up just in time to hop on the brewery tour. The Spetzel Brewery gives tours on weekdays at 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. for the low cost of free. On the tour, you get to learn about Shiner, Texas and the history of its famous brewery. You also get an inside look into the craft of beer making and the bottling process. Now on the tour, you get to take it all in from behind the comfort of safety glass. But we wanted to get a little dirtier for you guys, and luckily, we found assistant brewmaster Greg Hibner. The beer making process has changed quite a bit in the 100 years that Shiner has been around. We are currently in the cold room underneath the huge stainless vats where the beer is fermenting.
Probably, we done pulled the yeast off of this one, I would say already.
Now we're headed into the bottling room. This is where it gets serious. This is where every drop of Shiner beer is put into bottles to eventually be delivered directly to your hand. This room turns out 635 bottles a minute. Right now, we are watching Shiner Bock being bottled, and it is a multi-step process. First, the bottles are washed, then mechanically checked for any flaws. The flawless bottles are filled with beer and then crowned and labeled. Next, the pressure of the crown is checked. The volume is checked, and they are packaged up and shipped out the door. But not just any beer is good enough to make it into a Shiner bottle. We've come across Peter Takis, the quality assurance manager for Shiner Beer,
Right.
and that means that the quality is all on your shoulders. So what do you have to do?
We have a whole host of analytical procedures to make sure that the beer is always the same, both chemical, microbiological, even physical. We make sure that the beer is always the same year after year, because really for us, quality is consistency.
But you do have to taste.
The
course.
pudding is always in the tasting.
What a great job.
Yeah, you want to come up and taste?
Yes, I did. So we accompanied Peter into the science lab of beer, where we met another one of Shiner's mad scientists, Melissa Todd. You didn't know there was this much science to beer. All right, I thought I was just gonna taste a little beer, swirl it around in a glass, swish it around in my mouth, but things got real complicated, real quick. And so did the words.
That machine over there, which is a densitometer, an infrared diode or infrared array spectrophotometer, formers turbidity units, that's a ratio turbidometer. Then we have the pH meter, French for the power of hydrogen. It's the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration.
Before I knew it, we were setting stuff on fire, and I was in way over my head. Who knew that beer was so complicated? So I decided to leave the science of beer up to Peter and Melissa, and I'll just stick with the enjoying of beer.
My own beer mad science lab.
And the best place to do that, and the place that all tours finish, is in the Spetzel Hospitality Suite. After your tour, you come down here, they've got 6 of their brews on tap, and you get these tokens, and you give them a token, they give you a beer, all included in the price of admission, which is free. So this is quite a deal. And I think first off, I'm gonna have the Shiner Smokehouse. The Hospitality Suite is an excellent way to sample the many varieties of Shiner, which goes way beyond the Bock. However, it is just samples, and if you're looking for a full pint of Shiner as close to the source as possible, well then you gotta leave the brewery. Locals pointed us to this place, a gas station. But you know what they say, never judge a book by its cover, or a building by its gas station-ness. So if the little cups at the Shiner Brewery aren't enough to quench your thirst, Howard's would be happy to serve you a cold one. You drive by this place, you would never imagine it has a beer garden like this out back. So, as the folks in Shiner say, Prost, and I'll see you guys back in Austin. Whoa, 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 we can't end the show here. After all, we've still got a watermelon in the back of my car eager to be eaten. And I've got the perfect place in mind. Palmetto State Park lies very close to Luling on the way back to Austin and right on the San Marcos River. I'm here at Palmetto State Park, and you've got to love the variety of all of our Texas state parks. This one is named after this plant right here. This is called the dwarf palmetto. It's a small trunkless palm tree. 10,000 years ago, these things used to be everywhere, but now they're pretty rare, especially in central Texas. And Palmetto State Park has its own little patch of them and this great hiking trail. The hiking trails really are great. Just don't pay too close attention to the signs. You walk around here for a little while and Texas just sort of disappears amongst the canopy and the palms, and it doesn't even feel like Texas anymore, and you're sort of lost. And you're in the jungle. And enough with the goofing off. It's time for watermelon, and I've been waiting all day for this. Whew, this day has been as packed as my stomach. We visited Luling, the land flowing with barbecue, oil, and watermelons, took a plunge at the mill, took a cannon in Gonzales and never gave it back, took down a cold one in Shiner, then kicked back under the palms. Well, it looks like I'm a little too busy eating watermelon to officially sign off here, so I'll just have to do it in voiceover. I'll see all y'all back in Austin.
Hi, we're here at the Shiner Brewery, and I'm Chet Garner, and this is the Austin Daytripper.
Wait, am I panning or zooming? Wait, the exposure was wrong.
Does it mean you don't love me anymore? Awesome Daytripper.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at the Daytripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Daytripper. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy y'all, Chet the Daytripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Daytripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Daytripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.